Hello guys, my name is Tien, and today I'll be doing a battery install of my Moto X on my Moto X second generation. The battery gives out eventually over time, but this is the same for any cell phone battery. And here's the battery I bought off of eBay. It's relatively inexpensive. I'll try to put all the tools and batteries that I've bought underneath below in the description, to make sure you check the description. It's a third-party battery. It's not the OEM. This battery is a little larger than the original, so be aware of that, as it may cause some speaker damage or speaker issues. I'll address that later on. And the tools you'll need, it's a T3 screwdriver. Here's the adhesive. You'll also probably need a prying tool and a guitar picker. Basically, those are only tools you need to do this. It takes about 30 to 45 minutes depending on your skill set. For me, it took about 3 hours, 2 to 3 hours, because I've never done this before and I just wanted to be careful. So here the first step is to take out the SIM card. That's the easy part. That's the SIM card that came with it, or that you bought. And then the second part is, once you take out the SIM card, there's a hole inside that SIM card area. So you use that same picker that you used to take out your SIM card to try to push your way through. This was the tricky part. It took me a while. Eventually I was able to pry out enough of a hole in order to get the guitar picker inside that hole, so I can plow open the back cover. The back cover is basically stuck on by adhesives. And be aware that a little disclaimer here, that the battery may damage your speakers because it's bigger than the OEM, so it kind of touches on the back speakers for the bottom of your phone. For me, it was intermittent, and eventually I got it to work, but I just got lucky. So be wary of that. Alright, so here, there's the picker. I got the guitar pick in. At this point, I'm just trying to pry the phone away. As you're going along, be careful of the power button and the volume button cables that are on the side. Just don't go in too deep as you're prying out the back cover, because you may damage those cables for those buttons. All right. So all right. Alright, eventually, there you go. Eventually I got the back cover off, and here's the back of the Moto X. So that took me a while, so I finally got it out. Alright, so there's the back of the cover. And then here, I'm using the prying tool to take out this, protective covers for the battery. So be careful of that. Don't lose any of these parts. See that part right there? Don't lose that. You'll need it later when you put it back together. Also, there are 18 screws, and you're gonna need that T3 screwdriver. That's a lot, 18. Remember, when phone manufacturers, when they make these phones, they don't want you easily taking the part of the phone so you can replace the battery. So be wary of that. And I got into some tricky parts here. Here you want to be very careful. This is the cables for the power cable and the volume cable. It took me a while. I just wanted to be careful, There is a tape going along. I forgot which one it was, the power cable, either, or it's the volume cable. I believe it's the power cable. So it's a back flip. It looks like a scotch tape or adhesive tape, so be careful of that. If you do end up ripping it, you can just use a little piece of scotch tape to put it together. That's what happened to me, and it's worked fine. So just be wary of that. Alright, as you can tell, I had a little bit of a hard time here. It's alright, just take your time, no rush. After you do this a couple times, changing out your cell phone battery, you do get a little bit more comfortable. course, there's always a risk something may happen, you may mess up, but you know, as long as you take precaution, you should be fine. Alright, so eventually I got it out. Alright, and here I'm taking out I believe the 18 screws with the T3 screwdriver. Some say you can use the T4, but most say the T3, so I stuck with the T3. So 18 screws. Again, you want to be careful not to lose them. These screws are pretty small. You can put them on the back of your Moto X adhesive case that you just took out, or just get a small cup and put them in there just in case. You don't want to lose any of these. Alright. Alright, so I took it out. At this point I took it all out. Now I'm plowing away the phone cover. So there it is. There's the motherboard, the camera, etc. There's the battery. I believe at this point I already took out the battery and put in the new one. It wasn't that hard. Just be careful of the cables of any sort. And you have to pull out two plastic or two adhesive tape like from behind the phone. And just put the adhesive tape behind the battery that I showed you earlier. Put little pieces of it and put it on the back of the battery and put it back into the case. Alright, so at this point I installed all the battery, installed everything, so I'm just putting back the 18 screws. Took me a while, not too long. Alright, at this point I've got the phone back together and it's powered on. So hope you guys enjoyed my video. Like, subscribe, share, comment. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.